Welcome back to online classes. Dear students, today I am going to discuss with legal research and methodology subjects. Okay. Under the topic research tools. We already discussed a research tool and all. Under the topic research tools, this research tools following important methods: observation, questionary, schedule, interview. Okay, we discussed earlier classes what is the meaning of research tools and what is the method of observation is over. Okay, now I just wanted to discuss with again this observation outline. Okay, then after that I'm going to next session. Okay, here observation means a goody and hat observe. His point of view, observation is at once the most primitive and most modern research technique also, because we are following this Goody and hat. Okay, Goode, Goody, and HATT, hat. Okay, what he explained, what he observed as per the research tools and all. He gave most casual, uncontrolled experience as well as the most exact film records of laboratory experimentations. Here, science begins with observational, must ultimately return observation, because without experimentation will not give any future result also. For example, we'll take in modern days, in modern critical experience, coronavirus. Okay, what happened? All the researchers, all the doctors, medical teams containing R&D, research and development team containing one medical doctor, and research is coming from any biological studies and zoology, PhD from zoology. Okay, biology from zoology, and MBBS holder, and veterinary medicine and pharmaceuticals, pharmacy. So these peoples are doing experimental studies. Okay, so this also research concept. Now itself we didn't find out any medicine and all. So research is going on how the control point of this COVID-19. Now it's COVID-19, but the coronavirus is here, a continuous virus thing. But in modern days we cannot able to control any medicine and all. I think latest researchers explain the vaccination also is enough to stop the disease, something like. Okay, but in clinical trial it will be taking. Why? Because research is based on the like this statistics of the patients from various places and testifying in the laboratory, and experiment also doing like this, and will take what are the side effects, what are the consequences and all. So these are all naturally we know what we are expecting, what is the main of the research and all. So after research is finding which is result is right, then only they are applied to a recognition. Okay, the same thing will happen in this experimental area. Here the science begins with observation, must ultimately return to observations. Without observation it will not give a proper way, it will not give proper solution, that particular research point. However, the level of observation may vary. For example, my point of view experiment is different and your point of experiment is different. So every person, the observation is different. So this is vary. What notices may not be taken note by the others. One's preference alters the range and the depth of the knowledge may all contribute to the pattern of observations. If the seeing is both physical as well as the mental exercise, for example, if I am seeing you in physical nature and your mental exercise also, what you are thinking about me. So based on this observation only I can find out the solution. So this is also research. So viewing and observing, I am viewing for your external physical appearance and observing your characteristic and observing experimental studies. What experimental studies? I am giving any one of the question. I am asking you question model. What happened? Automatically you are saying something like, so I am receiving the point from you. So this is also observing method, receiving the right solution from the various factors. And observation is a classical method of scientific inquiry. It may be noted that not all phenomena are open for observation and observable things may not find observer. As per the definition of this observation, according to Pauline V. Young, observation may be defined as systematic viewing. Yes. If I am taking any one of the topic of research, I am taking systematically. Okay, which part? For example, I am taking any part of the disease oriented. I am taking disease oriented means this CO COVID-19 or any asthmatic patients or any TB or any cancer. So these are all systematic viewing. Okay, then only I can taking results from the particular point of research and coupled with the consideration of seen phenomena. And also observation may be defined as a systematic viewing of a specific phenomena in its proper setting for the specific purpose of gathering data for a particular purpose. And criteria for criteria for observation. What is the criteria for observation? Number one, the observer should set definite objectives of study. Who is observer here? The researcher. The researcher is the observer, should set definite objectives of study. Number two, observer larger setting within which a specific setting is observed. Number three, describe adequately the character of the social atmosphere of observed situations. Number four, observe within the general context of a particular study. Okay, particular point of study only, but general context. Number five, use observation as planned technique. Without planned technique, what will happen? Nothing. Zero only we are collecting from observation model of research. If you have planned how to observe, what are the methods, what are the techniques we have to follow to observe and getting point from the other sources. So you must plan the techniques. Number six, bias is removed and no undue relying on memory after a long gap of time. Number seven, in quantifying the data precision, instruments are used. Okay, and also types of observation is non-controlled observation, participation observation. Two types of observation is available. First point is non-controlled observation. Okay, and structural and unstructural observation, intrasubjective and intersubjective observation. Okay, and participant and non-participation observation, simple and systematic observation. Okay, we will take at least two observation. Non-controlled observation. and participant observation. Okay, here non-control observation method, the observation takes place in natural setting without any eccentrics or intrinsic variable supplemented or extracted on the respondent side. That is, it is a study of social phenomena or situation from outside. A non-controlled observation is based upon the subjective interpretation. Okay, subjective interpretation and affects objectivity. It has various limitations. Here Young pointed out the study may give the feeling that we knew more about the observed phenomena than what we actually do. Okay. And another point of view, the participant observation is participant observers shares to a lesser or greater degree the life and experience of the observed group. Active contacts at a closely proximate facilities, intimate study of the persons. Okay, if for example if you are participating any area, what happened for directly interact with particular area and observe directly in your physical appearance. Okay, so here the investigators necessarily identify themselves as part of the group under observation only. The degree of participation, however, is dependent on the nature of study and practical demand of the situation. The investigators get highest degree of insight into the interpersonal relations and phenomena which they would not otherwise get through any other study. In such studies, the investigators conceal his real identity, became a part of the group under study and creates rapports with them. Okay, for example, lifestyles and the customs of original groups or tribals can be effectively done through this. Okay, students, what is the advantages of the observation method? The main advantage is it facilitates the study of behavior as it occurs directly. It is studied in natural settings. The observation facilitates articulation of the phenomena which is not otherwise possible. It is simple and require less expertise, more accurate and convincing result also, flexibility, opportunity to analyze the contextual background. Okay, if you are observing anything, what happened? Seeing eye to eye. Okay, scope for re-verification also. What are the limitations here? Past events cannot be studied. Okay, for example, if I am seeing you for the observation, that's all. After 10 days, what happened? We cannot able to review. Okay, that's all. Doesn't mean past events cannot be studied. Going on, daily going on, that's all. Okay, போயிட்டே இருக்கும், பார்க்க முடியாது. இன்னைக்கு பார்த்ததை இன்னைக்கு தான் பார்க்க முடியும். நாளைக்கு போயிட்டு இன்னைக்கு பார்த்து ரீவைண்ட் பண்ண முடியுமா? டேப் ரெக்கார்ட் மாதிரி முடியாது. ஒப்பீனியன்ஸ் அண்ட் ஆட்டிடியூட்ஸ் cannot be studied. உங்களுடைய ஆட்டிடியூட்ஸ் ஒப்பீனியன்ஸ்லாம் கேட்க முடியாது, பார்க்க தான் முடியும். We are seeing. We cannot able to ask, only observing point. Okay, and difficulties in obtaining representative sample. Representative sample எடுக்க முடியாது. Researcher has to wait for the occurrence of the event to observe. Will wait to observe, that's all. Okay, So these are all limitations. Okay students, this okay outline of the observation also, because we already studied earlier video class. Let's we go to next type. Okay, next research tools. Next method is questionary. I think this is very important, very easy questionary. If I am asking any questions, what happen? Directly you are giving answer easily. Okay, based on this answer I can take which one is good, which one is wrong. Okay, so this is questionary method. Questionary is a most popular method of data collection and considered as a heart of a social survey. Yes, if for example if you are going to any village or any one of the place or any library, not library, any one of the area, you can investigate and ask any question model based on the many peoples. You can ask many questions. So same question you can ask many peoples and different type of answer will be coming. That is survey method, but based on this questionary form you will take all the research point of view. Okay, and questionary consists of set of predetermined defined questions printed or typed, sent to number of persons for their response, which can be tabulated and analyzed statistically. For example, if I want to ask any questions, we have nearly 50 to 100 students available. I will send through the email, but selected questions. What will happen? Simultaneously you are receiving the question from me and sending SMS or sending reply message. Okay, but I didn't see you directly. Okay, without physical model and all. Sometimes I can interact with directly, that model is different. Okay, so what happened here, the respondent answer the questions on their own and return it to the researcher. The researcher does not meet the respondent and does not help the respondent in filling the questionary form. Okay, right? If I am giving question model, at least 2 pages, immediately sent to the online or Google classes or any other mode. What happened? You are staying somewhere. I am not helping to assisting the filling of that particular question and answer. Individually you are doing and filled and written back. Okay, that's all. So generally they are mailed. A proper construction of questions and standardization is a must for the success of the survey. This is also one of the survey method. This is the reason why a pilot study is undertaken in order to validate and standardize the question. Pilot study, the survey method is another name, is pilot study also available. We will discuss later on briefly. Okay, next class. That portion is different. Okay, what is the characteristic of good questionary form? Here the size of the questionary shall be a manageable limits, short form and simple form and a compact question. Number 2, logical question has to be followed. Number 3, it should proceed from easy to relatively difficult questions. Number 4, leading questions shall be avoided, because leading questions, what happened? The same answer will be sending. Okay, we don't want that leading question and the leading answer and all. Number 5, the question should be a certain, clear and unambiguous. Okay, unambiguous means the meaningless. You must show meaningful and should not give rise to different interpretations. Okay. Number 6, for cross-checking about the veracity of answers, some controlling questions may be asked. Number 7, inconvenient and embarrassing questions should be avoided. Number 8, multiple choice questions or yes or no type or dictonous questions may be asked. because easily ticking. You know the answer, easily ticking. Okay. Number 9, scope for indicating uncertainty of answers shall be incorporated. For example, do not know. Okay. Number 10, sufficient space for giving answer sheet shall be given. Then only they are replying answer, no, they will fill. Easy to fill that particular area. Okay. Number 11, neat and attractive coverage of the format added to the response. If a question model should be attractive, then only they will reply easily. If you are sending like word form or something like whatever it may be now, they would accept what is this question form, simply yes or no, that's all. Will not take any results from the survey. Okay. Here the guidelines for constructing the questionnaire, how they construct the questions, how they formulate the questions. Okay. Researchers should have good knowledge about various aspects to be covered in a research problem. Number two, researchers should decide on the nature of the questions to be asked, like open or closed-ended questions. Okay. And on the nature of the questionnaire, whether structured or unstructured. Number 3, the nature of the target group shall be estimated so that the questions may be put based upon their level of understanding. Number 4, questions should be arranged in proper sequence. Number 5, the form of questions should be simple, understandable and concrete, and respondents should not feel any difficulty in giving answers. Let the overall response will be proper. Okay. Number 6, rough draft may be prepared and may be put to revision and standardization and validation. Number 7, pilot study may be conducted if required. Number 8, time and resources to be put to optimum utilization. Okay friends, we'll discuss with types of questionnaire. Okay. The questionnaire can be either structured and unstructured. Okay. Two types, structured and unstructured. Here the questions are predetermined and they are concrete and definite. Questionnaire is termed as structured questionnaire. Same set of questions are set for all the respondents. Okay, then only we can collect survey method, how it is they are giving answers and all. Okay, the questions are either closed or open-ended but stated in advance, and there is no scope of changing the questions during the course of investigation. At times the possible answers are also given the questionnaire itself. Structured questionnaire are very easy to administer among the respondents. Highly structured questions where answers are also given helps in save the time. Wide range of data can be collected through this method. There are inherent limitations over these methods. It does not give scope for giving answers and opinions of respondents in their own words. Attitude and feeling of the respondent are beyond its scope. It is also not suited well to the exploratory studies to set working hypothesis. You know very well hypothesis. Okay. And another type, unstructured questionnaire. Unstructured questionnaire or non-structured questionnaire is same. Do not have rigid, predetermined questions. Here the respondents will be provided with a general guide on the type of information required. The questions that are set are not rigid and may be revised based upon the level of understanding of the respondent and the requirements. Respondents will give their responses in their own words, and opinion may also be recorded to the extent possible. For exploratory studies and a structured questionnaire could not be used, non-structured questionnaire is used here. Generally, for a pilot study, unstructured questionnaire is used, and for main study, structured questionnaire may be referred. Okay. And another research tool, schedule. The third one is schedule. What is that schedule? You must schedule the program like this. Okay. I think this is very easy to understand this schedule meaning. There is only a marginal difference between questionnaire and schedule. The schedule, the formats containing a set of questions, are filled by the researchers or enumerators. Enumerator means if you are going to enumerate census, something like whatever it may be. Okay. Enumerators appointed. For example, in golden period, in population, enumeration was yearly 10 years, something like. Okay. Enumeration, census of peoples. So, who's taking that? The government appointed any one of the public of a public servant. Those who are working in medical paramedical servant like nursing assistant, nurses, or any other paramedical staff. Because these peoples are going to interact with peoples and taking census based on this families. Okay, that is called enumerators. So here researcher appointed any one of the persons, that is called enumerators, by him for a purpose in face-to-face contact with the respondents. Okay, sometimes the schedules will be handed over to the respondents, but the enumerators will be present to clarify and explain the questions. The enumerator's role is vital in filling this schedule. That's all. They should be specifically appointed and trained that purpose, because some respondents don't know how to fill and all. Okay. They should have thorough knowledge about the subject matter and must be able to explain the objectives of the study, put the question carefully with clarity. They are also expected to put questions for cross-checking. The success of studies based upon the schedule depends upon the sincerity, ability, and knowledge of enumerators. Okay. Okay, students. Next we are going to discuss with the fourth point, interviewing method. I think this is very easy to understand. Interview. Many interview you are seeing, no, in your life. Interview method. For example, if you are going to join any one of the office or any one of the recruiter sending any interview card, the HR manager asking interview regarding about selection of appointment. That also different. Okay, that also interview method. Here researcher doing like this, interviewing methods. What happened here? Interview is an important tool of data gathering. Okay, data gathering. It is not far from truth to say that everybody, formally or informally, knowingly, unknowingly, must have acted both a interviewer and interviewee, even at domestic or social fronts. Social fronts, F-R-O-N-T-S, social fronts. Parents with the children, teacher with the students, as a matter of routine, involve themselves in interview, because What happen in teacher will ask interviewing questions. Okay, that is relations. Parents also interviewing with children. But more than the involving, even the study of body language. Here, MED, MEAD, MED, okay. He declares that it is the conversation of gestures. Okay, conversation of gestures, glances, facial expressions, pauses, even a flick of an eye or mere silence can speak more than verbal exchanges. So really, gestures, something like in high, something like something, whatever. So behavior. So behavior can be judged and attitude can be estimated based upon blush in the face, or laugh, or visible happiness or anger. Okay. Sometimes I'm asking interview. Huh? How dare you are asking? Suddenly anger, no? So these are all visible directly. The term itself denotes that it is interviewing and interpersonal interactions. Okay, definitions. As here, Pauline versus Young defines interview method. It as an effective informal verbal or non-verbal conversation initiated for specific purpose and focused on certain planned contents area. Okay. The Oxford Dictionary meaning provides interview of meeting of a person face to face, especially for the purpose of formal conference on some point. Okay. Objectives of interviewing. Here, as observed by Adorno, ADO, Adorno, it is the task of interviewer to penetrate the outer and inner life of persons and groups and learn the levels of personality. By psychoanalysis, one has to ascertain the opinions, attitudes, values, and explore the personality force in the subject unconsciousness. In other words, a portrait of human personality. The interviewer has to assess inner strivings, tensions, wishes, and changes in the behavior relations of the interviews. Here, according to Benjamin D. Paul, the aim of gathering data through interview is a description of a situation as the field worker sees. What happened field workers? Is regularly meeting the people. Okay, field workers meeting the people regularly and interviewing any type of questions. Okay. Now we discuss about types of interview. Here the sociologist classified the interview into various categories, namely according to their functions, number of persons involved, length of time, or type of approach. Number one is non-directive interview, directive interview. Third is focused interview. Okay, the repeated interview. Last one is depth interview. Okay, first one, non-directive interview means this is also as uncontrolled, unstructured, and unguided interview. No predetermined questions are placed here. The interviewee is referred to a certain situation and allowed free flow of his expression with no direction from the interviewer. The role of the interviewer is confined to round up the discussion by putting some questions if required. Okay. Number 2, direct interview means a young points out it is a highly standardized technique and a set of predetermined questions. It is useful for administrative and market researchers. It is often takes the form of questionnaire. Okay. Number 3rd point, focused interview. Focused interview is a semi-standardized interview. This proceed with the persons who are involved in a particular concrete situation. The situation is analyzed prior to the interview. An interview guide is prepared outlining the parameters of the inquiry and hypotheses and required sources of data. It is related to the experience, attitude, emotional response about the situation and study. Okay, focused point directly. And 4th point, the repeated interview. What is that repeated interview? Repeated interview are resorted to analyze the changing moods of the respondents over a particular social phenomena like voting preferences. Okay, here a young points out the repeated interviews are expensive in time, energy and money, but it offers the advantage of studying the progressive actions and events as they actually occurs or of studying attitudes in the process of formation. The last one, depth interview, detailed interview. You must go in detailed study. According to CORF, KARPF, CORF is deliberately aims to elicit unconscious, unconscious as well as other type of material relating to especially to personality dynamics and motivation. A depth interview is generally a lengthy procedure designed to encourage freer expression of affirmatively changed information. It can reveal aspect of psychosocial situation. சைக்காலஜிக்கலாக சோஷியலாக என்ன இருக்குதோ அதை போட்டு டீட்டெயிலாக அவர்கிட்ட போய் கேட்பாங்க. ஓகேங்களா, கேட்டு கொஸ்டின் எடுப்பாங்க. இதுதான் டெப்த் இன்டர்வியூ. மேபி ப்ரொஜெக்டிவ் ஆர் நான் ப்ரொஜெக்டிவ் பேஸ்ட் அப்பான் தி நேச்சர் ஆஃப் கொஸ்டின்ஸ். ப்ரொஜெக்டிவ் மெத்தடில் போடுவாங்க, டீட்டெயிலாக போட்டுட்டு இது என்ன புரிஞ்சுருக்கீங்க, என்ன மாதிரி இருக்குது அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு கொஸ்டின்ஸ் கேட்பாங்க. ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஒரு டயக்ராம் போடுவோம், நம்மளே போட்டு அப்படியே ஒரு அவுட்லைன் கொடுத்துருவோம், என்ன இருக்குது ஒவ்வொருத்தர் பர்சன்ஸ் கிட்ட கேட்போம் பார்த்தீங்களா கொஸ்டினரியில். அப்போ ஒவ்வொருத்தருடைய பர்சன்ஸ் கரெக்டாக சொல்லுவாங்க. இன் கிளாஸ் ரூம் ஆல்சோ சேம். அதுதான் டெப்த் இன்டர்வியூ. இன் லீகல் ஃபீல்ட் ரேபிட் ஃபயர் கொஸ்டினை மே பி யூஸ்ஃபுல். ஓகே, it has dual advantage of getting maximum material in a minimum time, and there will not be any time to the respondents to give premeditated answers as the answers are given spontaneously. Techniques of interviewing. Okay, techniques of interviewing means preparatory thinking, approach to the interview. Researchers should be a sympathetic and respectful listener, ration and timely questions. Okay students, these are all techniques of interviewing. Okay, what is this preparatory thinking? Preparation and planning well in advance serves the purpose of interviewing very well. Without preparation, nothing, will not get any answer from the respondent. We will also not giving any questionnaire form also. Okay, so here Abraham Lincoln said, once reported to have said that when he was preparing for interviewing a person, he would spend 1/3 of his thinking towards that what he would say, and 2/3 as to what interview would say. Okay, he must fix a suitable time and place for the interview, taking into account daily routine of the interview. This is Abraham Lincoln approach. Second point of techniques, approach to the interview means, after the initial greetings from the respondents, the purpose of the interview be properly explained, taking into account the level of understanding of the interview. Creation of rapport is the major responsibility of the interviewer. He should motivate even the disinterested person to react to him and involve themselves in the interview. So success of the interview depends upon the enlisting the cooperation of the interviewee. You just give any story, something like, then only respondent will be listening properly. After that you can ask any question from the respondent sides at the time of interview. For example, if I am saying something, any story, what happened, first 2 or 10 minutes I will discuss with any kind of story. What happened? After that, all the listeners are listening me only, and after that I am asking question. Now what happened? I am receiving answer from your sides. Okay, this is also called approach to the interview. Okay, the third point, researchers should be a sympathetic and a respectful listener. What is this? Ability to listen with understanding, respect and curiosity is the gate to communication. However, it may be noted that a good listener must be a good analytical listener too. People tell you more when you are looking at them with understanding and sympathy. The last one, techniques of interviewing, is ration and timely questions. During the course of the interview, re-stimulation is required. Further, the required information may be obtained by putting questions timely and wisely rationed. Okay students, that's all research tools models. You read it properly, watch regularly in this video lessons. Okay, brush up your mind in your legal mind. Watch 2 or 3 times the same video, then only understanding of all the line by line clearly. Otherwise it is vague, because this is a new syllabus, no. So you must watch 2 or 3 times this particular video. After that only you come to know what is research tools and all. Okay students, okay viewers, wish you all the best, wish you happy day. Bye, take care. We'll meet you on next online classes. Bye.